Hey, Richard, can you hear me? All right, so hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion, with your MAPS coach, Richard Schulman. Please note this webinar is being recorded and you'll automatically receive the webinar recording. If you have any questions for your coach, please type them into the questions box located in your webinar taskbar. Following the webinar, if you have any questions about today's coaching call or recording, please email us at fasttrack@kw.com. All right, that's all from me, Richard. Go ahead and take it away.
Hey, thanks, Jasmine, right? Hello, thanks, Jasmine. Hey, guys, good morning. Welcome to Marathon Lead Generation and Conversion. I am very excited to have you here. This is a 30-minute call today, and I love questions. So I would love to hear what you guys want to know for two reasons. One, when you ask questions, I learn what the material is missing. This is about our 12th time through, I believe, so we've definitely upgraded and changed the content tremendously based on your feedback. And of course, too, if I can answer your questions and help you grow or change your business at all, then obviously it's a win for both of us. So let's jump right in. Now, this is a self-paced class with the Q&A webinar. So what I want you guys to do is make sure that you're going through the material. I would say at least 2 or 3 times. We intentionally broke the videos down into 3 to 7 minute videos so that you can really, do one thing at a time, learn one thing, and then continue on. As we go through the class, I'm going to be going through the material again, just to kind of overlap on what you're doing, and then also see where we're having any gaps. So let me know if you have any questions or comments on all that, and we'll get started. Today, what I wanted to talk about was systems of conversion, which is a very fancy title to basically cover how we're going to call people and when we're going to call them, right? So still working on foundational stuff. As I've mentioned before on these calls for you guys, this is a very simple topic, and if we spend a lot of time absolutely mastering it, then we can get huge results, right? I promise you that if you are an expert at finding people and meeting with them, that you will do well in a real estate sales business. There's nothing else that you need to really master except for that. Now, yes, you need a nice listing presentation and a buyer consult and some showing skills. But on top of that, before that, if you can't get those appointments, it doesn't really matter. All right, so first slide, what do we start the day with? Who knows? Who's been through some of the material so far, and who knows the answer? Go ahead and type in the question box. What do? We start today. We always start the day with lead generation, and what I would like you guys to start today with is lead generation specifically for appointments. So what I'd love for you to do is take out your cell phones now. If you're live, if you're watching on recording, you can pause it. I'll go through this really quickly to conserve our time, but knowing that you guys can go back to this later on in your day and do this more thoroughly. So take out your phone and text 5 people right now for a coffee date. So if you don't know what a coffee date is the idea that we're going to meet people that we know for coffee. These are not specifically people that are active buyers or sellers, but they could be buyers or sellers. So we don't know. But what we want to do is we want to stay in touch with them. The reason we want to do this is because the more that we're in contact with people, the more likely it is that we will know them and be in a relationship with them at the moment that they need a realtor, right? Most people might only do 3, 4, 5 transactions in their lifetime. And if you figure their lifetime from the time they're 20 to the time they're 80 is 60 years, we're talking about a transaction every 10, 15, 20 years. And remember, if they're doing a buy-sell, that's 2 transactions at once. So we need to be in relationship with people constantly throughout their lifetimes to make sure that we're the real estate need for them. All right? So text your contacts, text your clients, text your friends, past sales, especially people you are not in touch with. Remember, it's not a sales call. You're just meeting them to make friends with them. Gary Keller tells us that people work with people they like. We want to be the people they like. All right. We do have a Facebook group. Go ahead and join the Facebook group when you get a chance. Some of the material we covered before Your calling time, your lead generation and conversion time needs to be absolutely protected. When I'm on this webinar, I'll give you a parallel. I get in the office about 30 minutes early. I make sure the webinar program is open because it works most of the time, not all the time. I make sure the phone line works. I make sure I have all my notes in front of me. I make sure I have the slide deck up, right? I'm totally prepared. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not leaving to get a snack. I'm here for a solid 30 minutes, and I have another one right afterwards. Your phone call time has to be the same level, right? You have to go to your clients at that same level of intensity and respect, right? Your clients are potentially going to give you a few to several to more $1,000 for this interaction. You need to show them that you're an intense professional at all times. So before you do anything, before you do your lead generation and conversion time on the phone, you've got to be absolutely ready for it. Oops, sorry about that. All right, as always, let me know how you're doing with the material. Put questions on the Facebook page or by email to me. This is a promise script from Mike Hicks. Quick question, sorry. Paul asks, what am I texting for coffee? The text is just, hey, Paul, do you want to grab coffee? And depending on the day, you can put a day element in. Today is Friday morning for most of us who are listening to this live. So I would say, hey, Paul, do you want to grab coffee later today or maybe this weekend or whatever's good for you, whatever works for you in your world, right? If it's a Monday, then you might want to say, hey, Paul, you want to grab coffee this week? You're just asking them to coffee just to say hi. There's no sales call at all. It's not real estate related. It's just want to catch up. All right, let me know if that answers your question. Don't overthink it. Very, very simple. So the promise script. I'm going to ask that you guys grab this video offline from when we're done with the call. Google Mike Hicks promise script on YouTube. You'll find it. Mike has a great script where he basically conditions his relationship with the client that he's going to do an amazing job for them, and they're going to give him a great review and referral. I would love to earn the same thing from you. So my promise script to you is that I promise to give you 3x value on your investment in this class, and I hope that you will promise to refer my next class to a colleague. If you're not getting that level of service from me, feel free to contact me. You can tell your clients the same thing. I want to give you the best possible service that I earn your reviews and referrals. If you don't feel that I'm giving you that, then I would love to know right away so I can fix it, right? People love this sort of honest transparency. All right. If we're doing goal setting for the day, if we're doing our goals, we're writing down, I would love to see you, if you're struggling, start with a goal of 50 calls, right? I start my new agents and agents who are struggling, we always go back, in my opinion, to number of dials. So if you're sitting here and it's May and you're not happy with where you are, if you're a new agent starting your career, even if you're a successful agent having a great year, I still like to go back to the beginning, just start with dials once in a while. So even personally, I've been doing this 15 years. I still like to some days just say, you know what, Richard, I need to just make 50 dials. I don't think I'm getting the results I need. 50 dials by hand. Some of you are using auto dialers, I understand. We're just talking to the hand dialers for now. 50 dials by hand is a lot. That will probably take you 2 to 3 hours of dialing. It's a lot of dials. I'm a big fan, as you guys know from the show, about tracking your numbers. The only way you can adjust what you're doing is by tracking your numbers. So make sure you're doing that. I apologize, I'm going a little quickly. A lot of this is recap from the material, and some of it's just sort of a bridge between some of the different pieces of material. But if I go too quickly, let me know. All right, we talked a little bit about this in various different parts of the class. If you are struggling with motivation, you can't seem to get to the office early, you can't seem to focus your time on certain things, I would tell you it's probably an issue of your big why and your purpose. Right? So if you are, I would really encourage you to talk to someone in your office. Your team leader should be qualified to do this. Talk to someone about what's your big why and your purpose, right? What's your goal? Why are you doing this? Now, it's middle of the year, so we can't really business plan for the full year, but you could do a business plan for the second half of the year. And that's something, again, that your team leader should be able to easily help you with. And there's also a lot of material on KW Connect about that. But basically the bottom line here is if you don't feel the fire to come in and do this day in, day out at a high level, don't kid yourself. It's a tough job. There's a lot of downside. I get that. If you don't feel that energy, then what I would really encourage you to do is really reevaluate what's your big why and what's your purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing, right? Now, I always convert this job to money, right? This is a typical job. It's time-consuming. It's emotionally draining. I do this because I want to earn a certain amount of money to fund a certain lifestyle. And if you have the same goal to do that, you need to be real clear on how much money that is and when you need to buy, right? And there's no shame in saying I'm doing this to earn money, right? I mean, we do this to help our clients. We do this to provide for our families, but ultimately, you can do a lot of other stuff to help people. We're doing this to earn a living, to take care of our families, right? Another way to look at the same problem is the value of a call, right? We talked about this a little bit before in the class. I wanted to show you the math. That's the math based on the number of calls you need to make, 50 a day. That's the number of calls you need to, or that's the value of each dial based on your income. So if you want to make $100K a year and you're making your $50 a day, each dial is effectively worth $8, right? Now, as your skills improve and your database improves, that call becomes worth $16 or $32. Now, think about that. When I ask you to make, $50 dials today at $8 a dial, that's $400 right there. Could you do that? 3 hours, $400? It's not bad living. There's my favorite bold saying. Reasons or results, you cannot have both. All right, let's talk about systems of calling for today. I'm going to ask you guys to write this down. The material is also in the Facebook group, and it's also in the Kajabi interface. Like I said, I'm going quickly so we can cover a lot of material. If you have questions, let me know. But I'm going to give you a lot of detail in just a second here. What's the point of a call? Point of a call is to make an appointment. I know that you guys know this. I know that all of you out there are nodding your head. Why is this guy screaming into the phone about making an appointment? I know that. I promise you, 100% promise you, if I watched any of you on the phone right now, that you're not closing for appointments enough. You need to be always closing for appointments, right? The only reason to get on the phone is to make an appointment. Someone calls you, they have a question about real estate, great. Let's meet in person. I'd love to talk to you about this, right? I'd love to meet you for coffee. We can talk more about this. You have questions about this house? Let's go take a look at it, right? We are in the face-to-face appointment business. You know who's not in the face-to-face appointment business anymore? Redfin, your competitor. They would love to put you out of business and make this not a face-to-face appointment business. They are not making money face-to-face. They're going to try to automate your job. You will let them because you are not making enough appointments. Do not spend more than 3 minutes on the phone with a prospect. If it's a listing prospect, you can do up to 5 if you're setting a listing appointment. Now, if you're calling someone about an offer that needs to be written, or let's say a client that you're active with, those calls are going to take a little bit longer. Any nurture dialing prospecting call where you're calling through to generate appointments, 3 minutes max on the phone. You have questions, we should meet. That's the answer. If you spend 26 minutes on the phone with someone, it's going to be really, really, really difficult for you to make 25 dials an hour and 8 contacts an hour. Everyone clear? Hey guys, by the way, if you're doing your text messaging now, let me know how it's going. Usually there's a couple of people who get real excited by this, and they make 7 in an hour. The day record is 7D by 2 people. I've seen a lot of people do 20 to 30 coffee dates set in a day. So if you like this idea, and it works, by the way, because I don't door knock, I don't sit open houses, I do coffee dates only myself. If you like this idea, Monday morning, text everyone you know for coffee dates, fill your week with coffee dates. If you set 30 coffee dates, I guarantee you one of those people needs to buy or sell a home today, and a few more need to buy or sell a home this year. All right, let's cover our script really quickly. Write this down. Everyone like this script? Now, I've made some X outs in here because I see a lot of you guys doing this when I'm observing calls. Unless your team is the absolute dominant 20% market share team, no one cares about your team name. No one cares about your specific Keller Williams Realty name. So if you're Keller Williams Realty Santa Monica, like I am, or something else, Premier Properties, Capital Properties, Excel Properties, something like that, no one cares. You have a limited time on the phone to make an impression and to get a closeout. Also, we want to remove the word just, and we want to remove the term how are you. Just is a limiter. It limits who you are and what you're doing. How are you is a question that the answer will be, I am too busy to talk on the phone with you right now. Get those out of your calling vocabulary. Hi, it's Richard Schulman from Keller Williams Realty, and then I use a connector. We met at the open house last week. Wanted to let you know X. Are you still interested in making an offer? And that's my close, right? Connector and then close. Right, there's another version of a good call. That's a very quick call. This is a fishing expedition call for a nurture. If they say, I have questions about my house, you have a potential prospect on the phone. If they say, I don't want to talk about my house, you say, great, I'll call you back in a couple months, right? We're just fishing for nurtures right now, right? A lot of ways to do this. There's not one, right? When you're calling through your nurtures, you're not calling to set a buyer meeting. You're calling just to find out if there's interest. You're providing value. If there's interest, you can then convert for an appointment. And then at the bottom, we've layered in the referral request. Who do you know, not do you know, who do you know who is looking to buy, sell, or invest? Now, at the bottom, we've changed the scripting a little bit. This is the shift script. We're in a shifting market. I believe all of you are in a shifting market. If I could show you a way that you could find an incredible opportunity in this market, would you have time to meet tomorrow or Sunday? That's a great script. Now, make sure that you have an incredible opportunity, but presuming that you do, presuming that you can find something interesting to look at, that's a great script. If you called your clients today with that script, you will get appointments. You cannot call people and say, I have an opportunity in real estate and not get serious interest. All you need is the opportunity, and they're out there. You just have to find them. That's our job as the realtor. All right, always ask for the referral. Why do we like referrals? Referrals from clients are great. They are free. No referral fee, no advertising cost. And when you get referred by someone, the chances they work with you and close with you are much, much higher. Who do you know that's looking to buy or sell a home? Who do you know? All right, calling standards. I quote Gary Keller a lot. I think you guys probably all have a good sense as to why. I love you, but my standards don't. The standards are the standards, guys. There's no way around it. If you don't do the things that you need to do, the only person you have to blame is yourself, right? You want results in real estate, there is a plan that works. The plan that works is lots of calls, texts, and emails. We're in a communication business. We need to go out there and reach out to our clients. The minute that someone connects with you on your website, through a Zillow lead, at an open house, you need to understand that they've let 8 other agents know that they're looking for a house too. You need to stick out from the crowd. Most agents will only contact them 1, 2, 3 times. We're going to contact them 6 times in the first 3 days. 1 call, 1 text, 1 email in the morning, 1 call, 1 text, 1 email in the afternoon. That's 6, right? We're doing the math there. 6 contacts a day for 3 days, 18 contacts over 3 days. Now, if they start responding to you, then you can change and just respond to like a normal person. But if they're non-responsive, 18 contacts 3 days, 6 contacts a day. In addition to that, remember, a really key thing about how we operate our business is that we are always value-based. We're always providing value. We're not making sales calls, we're making value calls. What's a value call? Here's some information about the market. Here's a vendor referral. Here's a lender referral for a refinance. When rates dropped about 1 to 2 months ago, I called all the people that I had sold a house to that were living in that house, and I asked them about refinancing. I got probably 10 solid conversations. I probably helped 3 of those people refinance their house. So not only did I provide value to all of my clients, I had 10 good engagements with clients, and I actually really helped 3 clients. You think those clients will remember me when they want to sell their home? Absolutely. Just so you guys know, by the way, when you close escrow with a buyer, about 85% of buyers, depending on the survey, would hire you as their listing agent, and about 10 to 15% actually do, right? Value-based. I always set up an automated MLS search for people. I have several thousand in my database from 15 years of doing this. It is a good way to have soft touch going out to your clients. All right, after 3 days, the rest of the week, we're going to drop it to once per day, 1 call, 1 text, 1 email. That's 3 more different types. So over the first 5 days, you have 18 plus 3 plus 3. That's 24 contacts attempted over 5 days, plus they're on the automated MLS, plus whatever other drip campaigns you have. And the emails to them are value-adding. The emails are, here's a property you might like. Here's a rate from my lender that you might be interested in. Right? And you may want to pre-write these so you have good stuff to send to people. The second week, 1 contact of any type for 5 days. So that's 5 more contact attempts. Then we go to every other day, every week, and then once a month. There's the whole plan. Screen capture that. I never drop people off. My math is that if you're using auto dialers appropriately with a 3-hour per day on the phone schedule, you can maintain a database of about 2,500 to 3,000 people. You only need about 1,000 people in your database to have a very successful business. So it's just a matter of your desire to do this. Remember, we're always leading with value. We send properties they might like, and always send a reason why. Don't just forward a link. Say, this property is interesting because X. It has a pool, and very few homes in this neighborhood have a pool. It's a double lot, and I know that's interesting to you. Right? Something interesting. Just type it out there. 1 sentence. Doesn't have to be fancy. I just toured this home, and it has the best view I've ever seen. Right? Whatever it is, put it in there. Now, as an efficiency, and Command is going to help you with some of this, you want to make sure that you're batching your clients, right? I'm in West LA. We sell a lot of condos here. If I see a good deal on a condo in West LA or a really unique condo, I can pound it out to all my West LA condo buyers because they're all labeled in my database, right? You have to find what works for you. All right. First step is increasing your dials. The first thing we work on in the class is increasing volume of contact. The second thing we work on in this class is increasing quality of contact, right? If you can't make more contacts, the quality of the contact is not really that relevant. After that, we want to really make sure we understand why we're doing this. We want to have real firm purpose and vision and goal. And we want to then really work on, like I said, increasing the skill, which is the conversion piece. Let me know if you have any questions. Your homework for next week is to start time blocking calls. You need to be making 3 hours of outbound dials a day. Start with 1, then go to 2, right? Then go to 3. One of my new agents, I had her do 1 week of dials until she had done 1 perfect week of dials. I'm sorry, 1 hour of dials until she did 1 perfect week. That was every hour of dials was totally uninterrupted. It was 7 contacts or more, and it was 25 calls or more. And then we went to 2 hours. So it would be 2 hours with a small break in between each hour. And then once we master 2 hours, we'll go to 3 hours. So probably 2 1.5-hour blocks. We track every number, dials, contacts, appointments, nurtures, etc. Track what works for you, but we track those numbers so that we can track change over time. And really, 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 really important that you need to be doing is role play your scripts. if you're not increasing the quality of your conversion, you will eventually reach a ceiling, right? The better skilled you are, the better you will do with the less time effort. And in a shifting market, I know a lot of you have not been in a shifting market before. In a shifting market, you will find that people are going to look for skills-based realtors, right? You can't get by just on being around, just on having your sign in the ground. Your clients are going to be looking for skills-based realtors. So, time block on the Google page, or I'm sorry, on the Facebook page, there is a Google Calendar video. I will post a note today so you can find a script partner, and you can start time blocking for calls, tracking your numbers, and then role-playing scripts. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to reach out to me either in the Facebook group or in my email and let me know any challenges that you're having so I can help you problem solve those challenges, right? My goal in this class is to improve the value and quality of what you're doing. Now, as you go through the class, you can rewatch the videos, right? That's the reason we've changed the formatting. You'll also get a copy of this video so you can rewatch these. Remember, the absolute bottom line goal is we are absolutely mastering every granular detail of the process of finding people in the world and making an appointment with them for business. That's the whole point of the class. It's very simple. If we are the absolute masters of that, if you could teach this class by the end, then you have mastered that, you will succeed. I'll tell you one quick story as we wrap up. I had an agent come in my office for sort of like a training question, and he said he wanted me to teach him how to be a great listing agent, have a great presentation. And I said, how many listing appointments did you go on last year? And he said 2. Okay? How many did you get? He got 1. I said, if you were the best listing agent in the world, would you have gotten the second one? He said, maybe, maybe not. It was a competitive one. I said, okay. I said, if you were the worst listing agent in the world, would you have still gotten the first one? He said, well, yeah, it was a friend. It was a personal referral. It was a slam dunk deal. It was really his first listing appointment, actually. So let's assume he probably wasn't a great listing agent at that time. I said, it doesn't matter if you're the best listing agent in the world. Number one, if you're only going on 2 a year, and we don't know that we can get you from 1 appointment closed to 2 appointments closed, it's sort of irrelevant. But unless you're going on a lot of appointments, how are you going to practice these skills, right? The best place to practice skills is live. So I said, you need to figure out how to go on more appointments, right? We need to get more outbound volume so you can go on more appointments. About me, I'm a pretty good listing agent in an appointment. I never had training. I just went on hundreds of appointments, and I learned very expensive mistakes. So you guys hopefully can learn the right way to do it. But the key was I went on enough appointments. The way that you go on enough appointments is by making enough calls, making enough appointments to get on those appointments, right? You work with enough people, you get enough appointments. So if you're newer and you have a little bit of bandwidth on your time, I don't mind you taking bad appointments for now, just so you get game practice, right? One of my brand new agents, we went on a complete dud of an appointment on Wednesday, and I said, this is great. Now you've actually been in someone's house and sat with them and tried to get them to hire you to sell their home, right? That's great practice. So get that practice, get comfortable with it, practice your skills, practice your calling. That's why we role play. Role play is like practice calls, right? All right, anyways, guys, let me know if you have any questions, schulmanrd@gmail.com. You can find me on the Facebook group, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Oh, I'm sorry. Facebook group is Marathon Lead Gen and Conversion. Marathon Lead Gen, Gen, and Conversion. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. If you're on the Marathon Lead Gen Investor Call, we're going to have that jump off in 2 minutes. So I'll see you there.